Make my. I'll open the page right now. All right, we get started anyway. Another minute. Wing it. Let's all stand for the public meeting for the city of Ellsworth for 27th of November. Let's say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so we got the resolution published, but we missed getting the proper notice sent, and I believe it was to the owner of the property. That's correct. So we're gonna have to reschedule this meeting until January. With that said, we'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
Well, you can take comments from the public.
Sure, yeah,
if you wish.
absolutely.
Just so.
Stacy, do you want to come up and make comments? Or?
I'll probably just come to the next meeting.
Okay,
Makes the most sense.
all right. Alan, would you like to make some comments? No, you sure? Okay, Mike?
Oh,
Okay, all right, so we'll take a motion to close the meeting.
Mayor, move to close the public hearing.
I'll second. Councilor Scritchfield has made a motion to close the public hearing. Councilor Johnson has seconded that motion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carried to close the public hearings. So now do we open up the budget hearing or wait till 5:15?
I would suggest 5:15, but you
Okay.
can.
I think we'll wait just in case. Yeah. Steve, you want to come up and talk about the bike ride across Kansas or anything? Over here?
Like right across the fence.
I'm sorry,
Big
the
Kansas.
Big Kansas Road Trip.
Oh,
I'm thinking of both of them. They have the same bike ride across Kansas.
Okay. Close enough, close
Big
enough.
Kansas Road Trip, pretty close.
I don't know, you guys wanna hear about it?
Yeah, we'd like to hear about it.
And be your entertainment tonight. Big Kansas road trip. First weekend of May, first Thursday through Sunday of May. The host counties are Ellsworth County, Lincoln County, and the community of Lucas. It is a annual event that is hosted by the Kansas Sampler Foundation. So if any of you know Marcy Penner, she's kind of a rural advocate. She's the founder of Kansas Sampler Foundation. Years ago, they used to have this event on their family farm in Hinman, and communities would come and put their tents up and promote living rural in Kansas. A few years ago, I think maybe this is the 5th or 6th year, I'm not sure, they started taking it on the road. So they have host communities, and they put out information to their followers, and they have a huge following to go to those communities that are the host locations and explore. So we will have in the high hundreds, maybe the thousands even. It's hard to say for sure because there's not a way to really take part of people that come. In the first weekend of May, they come to explore. They come for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. They will spend money at local shops. They will go to all the attractions, and they will really enjoy our community for that time. So kind of considered an open house, is how you could look at it. There is a colored guidebook that is printed, and that's what we're in the middle of putting together right now. So we are asking people in the community to submit their event, their shop stops, the restaurants and attractions for Ellsworth County, so people can have that guidebook in their hands when they come. They do actually study those guides to decide where they want to go and how they want to travel through that weekend.
What were those applications? They were already done.
No, the events application deadline is December 1st.
I knew it was coming up.
Yeah, and then shop stops, attractions and restaurants is February 1st. That's to make it to the public eye.
So,
The champion for the Ellsworth community is Janine Urbanic. So she's the one kind of helping facilitate all that. She's done a great job.
good.
It's a huge opportunity for Ellsworth County, and we'll see some sales tax revenue out of it and all kinds of other good things.
What do you want to see us do? Like, besides pitch cleaning up and, of making awareness, you know, just basics. Is there anything in particular that Marcy says really is great, or?
I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head there. If there are projects that have been kind of hanging out pending and some cleanup projects, for example, the Opera House in Wilson is a great example of a project that's just been kind of pending. If we can get that completed by May, that's awesome. It's a great deadline, something to look forward to. That actually will happen for the Opera House, so that's why I'm using that as an example. But if there are cleanup projects that need to happen, this is a great motivation. Other than that, I just need you to kind of be a spokesperson to know that this is happening in our community. And it's not just for visitors, it's for community members too. So we want them to participate. Some people have never been to Ferris Caves, for example, so it's for everyone.
Yeah.
We have another community cleanup scheduled for April to assist. Well, we're doing that in the community, but that is a nice coinciding of the event. We also I'm also working with Dave Cox on the 2 projects, which will also support her efforts. One is to, I've got a prototype that I'm gonna look at tomorrow at 2 with him to house the solves downtown problem, or a solution for the downtown problem. It'll house transmitter underneath and make it flush with the pavement. And so we're gonna go test that tomorrow and see if the prototype is effective or not. Have a water guy go with me. And we're also gonna work at redesigning the course at Critic Park to where he can get something out of it. See if he would be willing to donate a bridge, or if we can split costs on a bridge, you know, and do a path around it if you guys, if y'all would be willing to approve something like that, if Dave and I partnered. Just the little things that I can do to try to salvage the park area.
Yeah, good opportunity for, just anecdotally, we've heard from, last year's, one of the locations in Republic County said that they had their biggest sales day ever. So,
Wow.
they come here to be respectful and to
Right.
enjoy and spend money.
Sounds like they're a respectful group.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of seniors and.
A lot of seniors, there's a big following, also a really big following up in the Shawnee County area. Some of those people have never been to rural communities, so it's a good opportunity to highlight what we have to offer here.
It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All over the thing.
Well, at least remember to post it.
I don't know. Okay.
Turns out I was giving you the wrong password this whole time.
I'd like to get on with you guys. COE wireless guest.
No, COE guest. Oh, yeah, the network is. It used to be COE wireless.
That's why I was
Yeah.
like. Or,
Used
like,
to.
just connect like that. That one, we do this one, we'll do the budget one next, right? 5:15.
Yeah, piece of paper.
That's something.
So, council, since I got y'all here, can I get your t-shirt sizes?
Why? Just curious.
Well,
It's a
I'm,
surprise.
as in lieu of scheduling what I'm requesting of you in January, I was gonna get you a city polo shirt.
Too large.
Thank you.
Ditto. Yeah,
Okay.
like that? Right, it's a cool word. isn't it?
Wait, wait, I was gonna get you one anyway, you did it. Okay. So everyone, the Excel again is,
Myself, Aaron,
okay,
he's large.
all right, so Aaron is Excel. Scripture is large, you're large, correct?
Extra large.
Extra large, all right, so everyone else is extra large.
Along those lines, Justin, you and Kelly get my comment about the new tablet for Dawn. Getting a new tablet for Dawn.
Answer.
You ordered him,
You want me to order that?
because it's been in trouble the whole time I've had it. It's like.
Did you get that one?
Yeah.
Did you get that?
It was Shannon, and it's still connected to Shannon's, Apple ID, and he doesn't know the password, I don't, so every time I turn it on, it comes up and wants me to log into the.
If you want, I can submit it to IT and they can reformat it for you.
Yeah, well, if they can do that, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd get one anyway, and I'd still redo that as a backup. Someone breaks a screen or whatever, it's good to have a backup.
Yeah, if they could just scrub it, you can keep it, but it's. I would get a new one to go on.
Forgive me, I think I've got most of them right, but you were large.
Yes.
Okay.
All extra larges except for one.
And Jessica was large too.
Oh, you're talking about the girls.
I don't know about Darcy though. No, that's the sinister plot that I had for getting t-shirts. Right.
Why do you need them myself?
Is there, how does, since I've got you here, is there any days that are off limits?
For January?
Yeah,
None that I'm aware of yet for me.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
is there a day of the week that you prefer?
I prefer Saturday, just makes life easier for me. I mean, I'm not against if everybody else jumps on something else, you know. Deal. Yeah.
What are the calls gonna take?
It's gonna be a day.
It won't have to be a Saturday, we can.
Yeah, for everybody to be comfortable, I think.
And she's.
8-hour day?
Because I don't know if it'll last full 8 hours, but it would also incorporate a total ball seat facilities. The goal is to communicate, let you know all that we do and let you know what we're paying for. So is Saturday what I'm hearing from everybody?
2 weeks ago, I didn't look on the pad.
And they both think of.
So when they come back.
I think Jessica's 9-5 or that, and Taylor Wayne.
I don't need to be there.
I don't understand what's that.
I don't need to be there.
You're a consultant, I don't. I've been absolutely days. Bridgeville Incorporated, 579. $500% raise. How much the consultant engineers get? I mean, just if it varies.
I don't know, I've never consulted.
I mean, compared to the starting, you're looking at so basic. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Give us a gum.
It's about 5 cents an hour.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
So Jessica can't do January 20th.
Oh, that's right, there's a. Well, there's 3 days.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Look at the 27th, so I think Super Bowl will be the weekend after that. It's probably gonna wanna do that in February. Yeah, our first weekend in February, is Super Bowl, so. You could hit those back. Yeah. You know,
I can probably better answer your question than a couple weeks ago, what happened in December for me, but
Okay.
I'm not aware of any.
all right, guys, ready to go again? All right, here we go. I don't think we need to do the pledge again, so we'll just open the meeting. All right, let's go ahead and open the City of Ellsworth public hearing. This is gonna be for the, notice of budget hearing for amending the 2023 budget. Today is, of course, November 27th. And Dustin, if you'd like to explain to us exactly, what this budget amendment is for, we greatly appreciate it.
So we are asking council to approve a budget amendment because, I'm asking council to approve this budget amendment. It's for the change in investment on our solid waste contract. I'm sorry, I said insurance, although both had jumps. The solid waste contract, based on the contract approval, it's Mr. Select, Tony Lavia, the price increase in the new contract. So this is what, because this is changing our fees that we charge our constituents, which is why we're doing the budget amendment.
But we didn't see it when we were doing the budget. We had it before then. We just, there was a mistake and we had to correct it, or,
No, it's just, it was a huge change.
right?
Any comments?
Yeah, the public like to comment on this? Looks like we're going from $168,390 to $201,390. $201,000. $390.
And that's the total fees collected from our monthly trash payment.
So that is what, $33,000 more?
Is it a pass through then? Does it come in? Pardon, does it come in on one side of the balance sheet as an income and then it goes out on the other? And
That's correct.
Revenue and then an
So
expense.
it's not really a change.
No, it evens out. I mean, it's not.
Thing.
No public comment? Any council comment?
Seems to be. Very cool.
Okay.
Approve the.
I'd say you're probably good, right?
Yeah, to approve the amendment.
But you have to close the public hearing first.
Oh, then we
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Need a motion to close the public hearing?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Councilor Johnson has made a motion to close the public hearing. Councilor Scritchfield has seconded that motion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Public hearing has been, we basically closed it off, so, now do we need to wait till 5:30? I guess we do. And then we take action on this. Do we have an agenda item to take action on this?
Make one.
Not yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Just to let you know, because you were at the last meeting, but they did get the notification at the library, they did get the grant money for the handicap parking, but they're probably not gonna start on it until spring, because Tyler's busy doing.
Oh, that's right. Thank you, yeah. He was the one that they wanted, but we talked about that.
We need a motion to.
Yeah.
The third.
I think I'm in the. Yeah. We're like moving in and out of meeting. We can figure out when. I'm not sure.
Mayor, we're gonna go ahead and include it in unfinished business.
Okay. We can do that.
I'll just put it at the top of one. That's cool.
Darcy, for way I request you to do your shirt size, it's your polo shirt.
Units next to it or?
I believe so.
Probably.
Okay. Do you have any day, the group has told me Saturday, and we should be able to make a Saturday, retreat.
Let me look at.
January.
Let me look at the one schedule.
Okay. We've already said no to January 20th. Mr. Council. I was distracted. Mr. Panzer, would you be able to make a Saturday?
This Saturday.
He's
No,
retired.
no, in January for a council retreat.
What today on that?
I'm trying to figure that out.
I'll do my best. I need to find the date out.
Saturdays is what I'm being.
Okay, I should be able to, I don't think I have anything, but I'm on, I'm real good either, so
Sorry.
I just gotta keep that in the back of my mind.
Okay. Don, what's your t-shirt size?
Hey.
Large.
Thank you. Hi there. You made it.
Good directions, thank you.
Thanks.
We did a bike ride across Kansas and a big Kansas road trip summary
Sweet.
in both. In between meetings.
I think Saturday and Monday, other than the 13th, I can't, we'll be gone.
Okay,
Maybe the 27th.
so January 27th seems to
Try to,
be
yeah, try to.
where I can triangulate everybody with one. Are you okay with that?
And see if Jessica.
Okay.
Twenty-seventh works for me.
Okay, thank you.
Ropes course.
Trust fall.
I mean, I can set up some games for you if you really want.
We didn't hear, or we don't. know
Like
yet?
Olympics, have an Olympic.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you show us first.
4-yard dash.
I mean, pretty stealthy.
I could reach out to the prison and get you guys on the beautiful
Oh,
thing.
that'd be fun. Let's do it.
The force they have out there, great.
I vote no. That'd be so fun. I would totally do that.
Fun.
Huh? It's all fun?
I was there 20 years ago, they were shooting pepper ball guns at us and
Cool. Maybe it
grenades
doesn't
and
have to be
stuff.
that intense. Like a great.
I'll get you guys, I'll get started. Tell me what day, I'll get you guys set up.
Be the shooter.
It did paintball, that'd be fun. How can you be in prison for 20 years and be police chief?
No, 20 years ago.
ASLs were looking at
A lot different.
Trust me, it can happen, right out. I've learned that, I'm like, it can happen. Yeah, anything can happen.
No, I was thinking rec center,
Yeah,
the conference area.
yeah,
And then we could set up,
Pickleball.
obstacles and
Yeah.
stuff.
I really can set up council Olympics. Not those. Maybe that should be a thing. That could be Dawn's initiation.
You mind what?
Your initiation.
Oh, okay. I've had worse, I believe me.
Yeah, it's like going to mortuary school sometime.
Have you been to mortuary school?
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be,
yes,
yeah,
we did.
yeah.
Stinks.
Sounds like I did it just in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Pharmacy, mortuary, there's several things accounting that you just scratch your head, but people love them. It's like pharmacy, I don't get it. I have never gotten it, but people love it. Mortuary is another one, of course, you'd think that some people don't like it, but.
It was more of the science involved in the caring, and then I was also a pathologist assistant,
Sure,
so I assisted in the.
right, more to it, right?
And then when the AIDS hepatitis got real big, I kind of had second thoughts if I want to keep doing that or not.
Sure. I had to download this guy's, his computer hard drive, he was the coroner for the county where I worked. You know, he should have told me, do not look, and because I recognized a couple people, and it was very upsetting, you know,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know the story. And I saw the pictures, like, I knew exactly who it was, and I didn't know how it happened, but from the pictures you could tell, and I just wished I wouldn't have looked. Cause you gotta download, you gotta sit there, images are coming across the screen, and you're like, what in the world, so.
Yeah, it's the kids that are real difficult.
Yeah, young people, yeah,
Yes.
very, very tough.
So is there any food allergies that I should know about?
Liver.
No liver, okay.
Ew.
It was especially with my previous occupation, I don't like liver. Gross.
Gotta dip it in mustard, Don.
Oh,
Did you serve it a favor?
it had to be a lot of mustard.
Yeah, was it popular?
It used to
Cost
all
like $3, 50 servings, so.
Any food requests for the day?
Make it easy on you.
Lobster.
All right,
Excuse
cool,
me,
lobster
sir. We have
steak.
no money.
Next year's budget.
Anything for this.
Already.
That's true. Question.
Fine.
There goes Amy's raise, council gets lost. No, that, they haven't said that. Proactively saying that. I'm not giving mine up, so.
We could all go to my neighbors for supper or
Aaron?
dinner.
Yeah, we sure
You?
could.
Galley right across the street.
I tried to push that one off.
Yeah, you still get barbecue started up?
He's good at smoking meat, I hear. Aaron can smoke meat for council. Council won't take
We
it.
could bring, we could each do something, but that would be,
Not like that.
yeah,
That's good, if you wanna do it that way.
good. For the Olympics.
I really am doing this. I hope you know that. I'm gonna set up Olympic games.
I found a recipe for Mexican street corn dip that's smoked.
Yeah. I mean, you could do 3-point shooting and stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
slam dunk contest might work, you know,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
We can set a pledge again, do we? I think we're covered. I think you're fine, yeah. I mean, yeah, there's so many different things that you come up and you do.
That's left.
Yes.
Hmm.
Thank you.
I figured. You did it. Let's go ahead and begin the City of Ellsworth regular council meeting for Monday, November the 27th, 2023. We've already said the pledge, so we're going to go ahead and move on into the agenda. First item will be the consent agenda that includes water and sewer termination requests. Also, the approval of the November 13th city council meeting minutes.
One request.
Also, if you don't mind, when you're looking at your agenda, approving the consent agenda, if you could add an updated resolution for the new TIP hearing. I don't know if that would be under old business or what, but I do have a resolution here. It's the exact same thing you passed before, just a new hearing date.
It's a new hearing date.
I just did the math before I came over here, January something,
Beautiful.
8th.
Thank you, Melissa.
So theoretically, Wayne will go to that. And Don gets sworn in the middle of the meeting, correct? I think that's how it works. Yeah, because that's the first meeting of the year.
I didn't know. Mayor, we approved the consent agenda consisting of the water termination request and the approval for November 13th city council meeting minutes.
And the resolution, Melissa?
Oh, if you'll just add that to your agenda. I don't know if you're approving that with your consent agenda or not. Okay.
We don't have it in the agenda. Do we have to have it in the agenda to approve it if we verbally?
No, you know, I don't think you have to have it on here. I mean, it's up to you guys. You can push it one more, but then I'll have to push the public hearing back one more.
Verbally?
Yeah, just when you're approving your
Okay.
agenda, you're gonna approve the agenda with the amendment of adding this under old business probably.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All right, Councilor Scritchfield has made a motion to approve the consent agenda, including the water and sewer termination request. Approval of the November 13th city council meeting minutes. Councilor Bernard has seconded that motion. Any comment, concern, questions? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. That moves us to the petitions and delegations portion of our meeting. For all comments, please state your full name and whether you're an Ellsworth City resident. All comments are limited to 5 minutes per subject unless City Council has further questions. Would anybody like to make public comments? Nobody? Okay. Moving right along to unfinished business. First bullet item is the community funding assistance applications and decisions.
Mr. Mayor, we updated it to add
The
two
budget
things, the budget amendment, and I am also requesting to add the resolution for scheduling the public hearing for.
Where are you putting that? So I gotta,
You putting it at the beginning?
Yeah, we're just requesting to add those two additional items.
so there's a newer version.
Yeah. But I'm also
We'll just
requesting,
have them tonight. We talked about it earlier, like after. the
Right,
budget
right.
hearing,
Let's
yeah,
see if I can pull that up.
but I'm also requesting the addition of the resolutions.
Which I don't have
So
on there, but I.
have that.
So no,
Yeah, you, well, it's like, we just verbally added it tonight.
Okay. Okay,
or I'm requesting that.
okay, so,
I mean, I'll go back and add it on, but I already published the agenda. and
You want
everything.
those added at the beginning of the new business?
that new business is where you want it.
That's.
So what-
Yes, the budget
Yeah,
amendment.
so you want them to add, you want to add them at the beginning of it.
So what are the two items?
Well, one is the approval of the 2023 budget amendment, that we just had a public.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
And then the other one is Melissa's resolution to
Gotcha.
reschedule the public hearing to January 8th.
All right, let's just do those first. Scheduling of the TIP public hearing, right? Hearing until January. All right, Okay, so the first item for the unfinished business would be the approval of the 2023 budget amendment. So we would need a motion and we need to vote on that.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the 2023 budget amendment for solid waste.
Councilman Christopher made a motion to approve the 2023 budget amendment for the solid waste. Councilor Johnson has seconded that motion. Any concerns, comments? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. The next item for the unfinished business with the rescheduling of the TIF public hearing for January the 8th, 2023.
Mayor, I move that we reschedule the TIF public hearing for January 8th meeting.
Councilman Scritchfield has made a motion to reschedule the TIF public hearing till January the 8th. Councilor Hanson has made that, made the second motion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, so we're back to the second item, community funding assistance applications in the city. Okay, so we're moving on to the second item in the unfinished business agenda. That's the community funding assistance applications and decisions. Kind of give you a little background. Several months ago, probably in May, we had an application for public organizations to request money to the city. Dustin created a process. After we went through the budget process, it became clear we had no money except for a very little amount. So we want to kind of circle back to those organizations, thank them for applying and kind of maybe streamline our process for next year and have this debate before the budget. So if there are things that you see for next year that you want in the budget, we'll kind of tackle this much sooner. So we wanted to kind of close that loop, so to speak. So Dustin, do you have anything to add to that?
I do. How much is available?
$160.
After everything was awarded, based on this year's budget numbers, that's all we had left for organizations. I personally recommend continuing this, but like I said, I will have an agenda item or I will ask for guidance in June. I want to, because starting in next meeting, I'm going to do another budget calendar. I think the budget calendar is important, keeps my staff and I on track. And it also sets a precedent so that if people want community funding, they can submit this to you. The way it's supposed to work is it gets to you in May. And then you can let me know how much you want to award prior to when we build budget. And then we incorporate the numbers that you want to do award to each organization in our budget. And so that in your draft budget, we can make room for all these requests. The problem is when I submitted them, what the lesson I learned in my implementation of this is, I just gave them to you and I didn't really give you any further, process on what I needed from you in terms of guidance. So that's where I will take ownership of my piece. And that's what I don't think we should ditch the process. I just need to do a better job of implementing it next year. So we can give the proper funding levels to these organizations that serve our community.
$160, anybody have a problem with just giving to the senior center? And they requested money and it just seemed like they're always, probably the top of the list. So it's not a lot, but it's a goodwill gesture for Christmas. Might go a long way, still helping them for an event or something like that. Sound good?
So am I hearing from the council wants me to submit $160 to the senior center?
Yep, sure. Okay. Any questions, any concerns? Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll definitely want to, if people don't want to, observe or, what I'm looking for to approve these requests, and in May, they just won't approve them. But people can request it and we'll go from there. Okay, next item on the agenda is the notice of award to APAC Kansas. That's agenda item report 23-333. Dustin, you want to?
Yes, sir. So as per our discussion with John last meeting, John Hobbywalks, he is requesting a formal award to APAC so that we can execute the project for the remilling and redoing of Douglas. requesting council I'm requesting a motion for the city council to officially award the bid to APAC.
Let me get a grant for this.
Yeah, KDOT awarded $600,000 towards the project.
Or like 124,000 essentially is what we're.
That's fair.
And this is the one we have to pay for upfront, right?
Second.
Okay.
We paid the full amount first.
Inspection fee is, I think the 124 follows for Apex bid, is that right?
The Apex was, well, I just said 723,000,
Yeah,
I'm just rounding it up.
The numbers, inspection fees on top of that would be the city's responsibility, well, since the whole cost went over 600,000.
Do we know what those?
Yeah. It's already been contracted for them.
I can find it, hang on.
It's a.
And we've already approved that,
Yes.
so, yeah, this is just final. Deal, right?
That's correct.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I motion to award the bid to APAC Kansas Incorporated for the total work price of $723,307.55 is presented on the notice of award.
I'll second. Councilor Nards made a motion to award APAC Kansas for the full amount of $723,000, $307.55. Councilor Johnson has seconded that motion. Any questions about this? I think we've got a lot of them answered. Jessica, do you have any questions?
No questions.
All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. So we've done all the unfinished business. We're good there. Next item on the agenda is new business, the Grow Ellsworth County 2023 annual report. Stacy, you'd like to come up and give that to us?
Would everyone like a paper copy? You've got a digital, it looks like, in your packet. I'll leave the extras over here. These are also available online in case anybody else wants to see it, but just a year into the dissolution of the chamber and girls were taking care of those duties. Dustin did a great job of introducing the line here. So really, I just wanted to entertain any questions that you have. What you're looking at is the front facing side of what we do. It doesn't really cover any of the back end confidential projects. So, but I thought it might be good for you to take a look at what we've been doing this year.
Thank you for all your help with Evie Valley, helping her get her dream done. If it weren't for your help, she wouldn't have been able to accomplish that.
Absolutely.
You know when the annual meeting will be in February?
I think we're probably gonna have a March anniversary. Yeah, I don't have a date set yet.
And you continue on the Youth Entrepreneurship Challenge for 24. That's been a big hit, hasn't it?
It has, it's one of our most rewarding days of the year. If any of you have not been to the trade show on that, it's February 19th in 2024. It's really quite rewarding to see the kids' hard work pay off.
And then these Christmas, the traditional, what do we call it? The
Hometown holiday,
holiday.
December 9th.
And when is our tree lighting? What time?
December 9th at 6.
6 p.m. And we got a tree? Delvin, we got a tree?
Yes.
Awesome.
I will discuss that.
Okay, okay. So yeah, Stacy's gonna be singing Christmas carols there for us.
No, you're all singing Christmas.
And then
carols.
Doss will be there also. Yeah, okay. So you can stand in that.
Community caroling.
No, it's Stacy Schmidt here. So anyway, that's 6 o'clock. We'll all be there for that, or some of us will, so. Very good.
Well, if you have any questions about this later, you know where to find me, but thank you for your continued support.
Thank you, Stacy.
Thanks, Stacy.
On to the next item, the solid waste disposal contract amendment.
So when Angela was going over entering in all rate adjustments in the computer for 2024, and we caught an error in the contract language. As I stated in section 2, and the original contract was selected, it says Title II, rates to be charged. And it says, the rate of $17.50 will be applicable from the first day of January 2023 to the 31st day of December 2027. The problem with that contract statement is negates in legal terms, his request for a raising it by a quarter each subsequent year. And so what I'm correcting, as per the enclosed amendment, is what I'm correcting is I've corrected to that $17.50 will only be for the year 2023, so that provides some congruence between the paragraphs. So that the next part, because if you go to the next paragraph, that's when it outlines the quarter a year raise every subsequent year after that, and the remainder of the contract. It's a legal / administrative change, but I need your approval.
Mr. Mayor, I moved to approve the contract amendment as presented between the city of Ellsworth and Tony Lamia of Select Enterprises.
Second. Darcy's made a motion to approve the solid waste disposal contract for the city of Ellsworth and Tony Lamia. Aaron has seconded that motion. Any concerns, comments? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, motion carries. Next item, Article B of the personnel policies and procedures. Dustin, you want to take that away?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As this is just me continuing to update our personnel policies and procedures one chapter at a time. It's presenting it to you for any feedback. If you don't have any feedback, I'm requesting approval. I'm going to just continue working my way through these and updating them. Working with staff to update each section and further clarifying things. So if you think there's anything that you don't agree with, I can update that too. But I usually go over all this with the staff before I present it to you to make sure we're all in agreement before we present it your direction. Highlights, I guess, and I really believe in a merit-based system within the city and for the personnel. So a lot of the updates I've made is just defining how promotions work, defining so that way if staff wants to know how I am going to do something, it spells it out for them on what I'm going to judge them by. It'll include access to job descriptions, which we've amended most of them this year. I've got rec department that I'm working on as one of the last leg of that journey, but I will just continuing to update it so that our staff, to enhance our staff's quality of life.
Anybody have questions? Nope. Mr. Mayor, I move to approve Article B of the personnel policies and procedures as presented.
I'll second.
Councilor Johnson has made a motion to approve the personnel policy amendment. We call it B here. Let's see, Article B. Article B, as presented. Councilor Hanson has seconded that motion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. On to the next thing, water line easement.
Kansas Gas needs to run a gas line over to a backup generator that Vive owns. And the closest way without tearing up all our streets is through a water easement. The county granted that easement to us for water and sewer. I went to a commission meeting and they said, if you guys would recommend that we run it through our easement, their easement, that they would probably go ahead and okay it and consider it. And somebody's already run the phone line and Vibe run a line through there already, without our permission, obviously. There's been some time there. So you do that gas line, they measured back, they want to put it 4 feet off the water line, so that would be out of conflict with our lines.
I'm sure there's areas in town that might happen, but I can't make sense out of putting a gas line near a water line.
You know, most of our easements already got them like that.
That's what I'm just afraid of it,
But,
doing it for future purposes.
that's up to you guys. I'd like to say it's 4 feet away from all the other lines. If we don't put it there, they're gonna have to go around in front of the health department. The way they're doing it now, they wouldn't tear up any concrete. The way they're proposing to do it.
That was gonna be my comment, but we're sure they're gonna put it far enough away to get a couple of flares like we hear.
They're moving 4 foot from the water line tomorrow.
How come they can't just go where the power comes in for that deal with their pipe put in, that they trench, couldn't they? Go that, because they went that same way around.
They could, but they would have to come off of, what street is that?
Isn't that
Hale,
forward?
the line don't go down O'Donnell.
Oh, it's not.
So they would have to
I see.
go clear around the building that way, where this would just be like
Yeah.
100-foot shot off.
I don't see a problem with it.
Almost unavoidable, we're gonna keep stuff in there even.
The good news, I would like to highlight, the good news is, as he stated, we didn't catch the first two because we didn't have the processes in place. But with the process that you've approved for a right of way and excavation, that's what's leading us to examine these closely. So you're gonna see us doing a lot better job of examining these moving forward because of the process we've already implemented.
Sure. What does KDHE say about running something that close to the water line? Has that been checked into?
They don't, it's only sewer that they're concerned about.
Okay, good.
I think there is some plumbing code and things like that they don't want them in the same trench, but, pretty wide open.
Yeah, in that picture, you can see the white flag, that's where they intend to run it, clear to the south end.
Mr. Mayor, approves allowing, Kansas Gas to run in there, water line.
Second that. Councilman Scritchfield has made a motion to approve, water line easement to let alone run that water line. And Councilor Renard has seconded that motion. Any discussion, debate, concerns? Anybody? Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. All right. 2024 annual fee schedule. Dun, 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 here we go.
Mr. Mayor, a couple of highlights, golf course I updated. I also swapped out, the old, street cut permit in exchange for the new processes I just referenced, including, we also added the junkyard inspection fee, which is something we didn't have on there, but it's in our ordinance. And now that we've had a couple of, internal or city, dealings with, junkyards and, waste inspection sites and whatnot, I figured that was good to add in there. So you got the new street closure application fee, all of, I left it up to departments whether they wanted to update them or not outside of The other stuff, the highlights that you will see, like, for example, city will waive $150 burial fee for the citizen, family, or constituent chooses to cover the grave themselves for the weekend. The reason why I'm adding that is because we've had a couple of incidents over the last year where we felt that was a good addition from a customer service perspective. The other major addition that I would like to point out, which I discovered over the weekend, what led me to uncover this was Mr. Wacker is working and his company is adding apartments to the old jailhouse. And so we billed them for the labor and parts that we used, which was about roughly $4,200 and some change. The problem with that is when you read the ordinance states pretty explicitly that you're supposed to charge, depending on the size of the line, in this case, 3/4 inch. So that's $300 per connection, and then plus the cost of the meter. Then if you go further down into the code specifies that the cost of the meter is supposed to be in this annual fee schedule. I looked in the last 2 or 3 years of fee schedules and I did not see water meter costs at all in there. So I ended up asking Cali to refund. How much was it? $33,200, because I could not justify it doesn't matter. We weren't charging based on what the code instructs me to do. So that's why you're seeing the addition of water meters. That's a rough price based on price checks that I've done. 5/8 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch. At least now we're gonna be in line with what the code instructs me to do, which is include the water meter rates. As part of the fee schedule. That's probably the biggest change. And then Delvin and I also worked on the building sign and drainage permits to get them in line with our neighbors. And there were some calculation errors in the original valuation system we had set up where, Delvin, maybe you can explain the math a little bit better, but essentially they could go to the next valuation level and completely sidestep our fees in general, so that fixes that issue. And it's, as you can see, it's just a cascading, it obviously goes up by percentage, depending on how much the valuation of your project is. So those are some of the major changes, just to update it. The last time that I've seen that was updated was in the 1980s. I found an ordinance for that. So I'm just trying to modernize our fee structure, and I've been working with each department head to do it. So those are some of the major highlights of the updates I am requesting council to approve this year. And I also want to do it later in the year. It's administratively, that makes it easier for us. So I'd rather do it around October than traditionally May or March, was around the early part of the year.
You'd rather have a set fee for the meter instead of saying per cost?
Well, if I were to update that way, then we would have to have an ordinance discussion, because I would need to rewrite the ordinance. I'm only following us in line with the way the ordinance is instructing me to do it right now. So if we want to do that next year, or if you want me to do that this year, I'm open to discussion of how you want to do it. I actually like charging people for how much it costs us in terms of parts and labor as opposed to a set fee. I just don't want to do that right now because the ordinance tells me to follow this method.
Well, 5/8 meter is more than $200, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to like 600. Yeah, we need to make it where it's gonna be whatever it is, that's what it needs to be.
Okay.
Right. And it should go every year, but none of these, I mean, a lot of these didn't change, did they? I mean, I don't know.
We didn't have these before.
Oh, we didn't.
And I
Well,
did,
not the meter deal, but just everything, like.
yes.
It was all just, okay.
And so I'm just trying to update it, and I'm
The new
not pulling this out of a vacuum. We compared with Delvin and I compared the valuation system that we came up with to a lot of other cities in Kansas to make sure we're not in a lot of the price ranges for 5/8 meter, actually, that is how much.
Isn't how much?
Yeah. It was all over the board, depending on what brand you went with and whatnot, so I tried to find the middle of the road just to get something here. Yeah, cause I don't wanna overcharge people for wanting to open up a new service here either.
Yeah.
But I think the most direct method moving, we can have future discussion if you'd like me to entertain that in future meetings on that. How you want me to rewrite the code?
I would say that would be something that needs to be. You know, whatever it costs, and 2 years, it's gotta go up, I would think. Everything will.
Okay.
But for now, to get us by, then this is all right? For a year, yeah. Okay, Mr. Mayor, I will make a motion to approve the 2024 annual fee schedule as presented.
One second.
Tyler has made a motion to approve the 2024 annual fee schedule as presented. Darcy has seconded that motion. Any discussion, concerns, comments? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. All right, moving on to department heads. Police Department calls for service, CFS. Agenda item report 23-331.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. All right. And this is information only, correct, Dustin? So, moving right along here. We're moving to our closing comments. Melissa, do you have anything for us?
I do not.
If not. All right, Callie, do you have any closing comments?
I don't think so.
Okay. Dustin, do you have any?
I will submit a report to you tomorrow outlining my goings on. But I just wanted to let you know this morning, over the weekend, to reiterate what we're doing water wise. I asked the water staff to replace a hydrant up by where the old Mosaic Apartments used to be up by the cemetery. And that turned out to be a bigger challenge because we could not find a valve to isolate, to turn off that section of town so we could replace the hydrant. And that kind of is cascaded into, we were discovering all sorts of valves that need replaced. And so what you're, as per my email and as per my update to the public, what's gonna happen in that part of town is we've got about 5, right, David? We got about 5 valves that have been identified. We work with KRWA, which is Kansas Rural Water Authority. They came to help us troubleshoot that. We're gonna replace 5 valves in that sector of the neighborhood, including 1 valve that we found was stuck, which is creating the disparity in pressure in your neighborhood on that side of town. So that should fix that. That's the hope. If not, we're gonna be replacing more valves, but we at least found 1 that we know is stuck. So we're gonna dig them up this week. And then once we dig them up, we're gonna find out what size of pipe that is. So vendor we're gonna use to hot tap will know what sizes he needs to bring with him when he comes to work. We're gonna get those replaced and hopefully get the hydrant done, because I'm getting kind of frustrated because a lot of the staff's reporting to me that there's a lot of hydrants that are leaking that we just kind of let go and we've been in it. And so we are gonna start tackling these issues and start replacing them. And as per my email and as per my announcement to the public, I'm gonna continue to work with the water department. Every quarter, we're gonna just do a water in town. And we're gonna use our valve exercising machine, and we're gonna isolate valves and continue to replace them. This is just a regular part of maintenance, and that includes an exercise program. Do what we're supposed to do.
Anything else, Dustin?
Yeah, on the sewer side of things, we did have a sewer incident on Friday at the prison. And what was happening is the solids are getting through. So I've had a discussion with the administration at the prison today, and they're gonna have it replaced by Friday. So continuing to get things fixed. The pipe that led to our sewer smell in the basement, I was happy to discover that it's been replaced. It was the pipe that goes across the kitchen area. It turns out the pipe, what was leading to that smell is that pipe had a crack, 4 or 5 feet long pipe. So it's exciting. So we're getting, like I said, we're getting things fixed, and I'll have everything else in my report to you tomorrow.
Very good. Hey, I wanna, sure, are you done?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, I wanna backtrack a little. I didn't see you back there, David. Do you have any comments? No. You know, peek to cover them. Okay, Delvin, sorry, I skipped over you.
No, I don't.
You're okay?
Thank you,
Okay,
Mr. Mayor.
you're welcome. All right, city council. Jessica, do you have any closing comments?
No, I don't.
All right, Tyler.
No.
All right. Wayne, do you have any?
Dustin, I just want to add to your thing about the valve, digging up those, get them 2 pieces of information, get them to depth below the street level as well. We still need that.
Okay.
If they're gonna do that same valve that they did the last time, he would have brought a different valve had he known they were so shallow. Right. So, get them that information.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, Aaron, do you have anything?
Yeah, Dustin, you asked me to remind you, Dave.
Yeah, thank you. So, I wanted to offer my, Mr. Mayor and council, I wanted to thank, Sean, the owner of, the hardware store in Cali for, proposing the idea. And Emil, sorry, it was a team effort, but Sean was gracious and donated the lights in the top for our Christmas tree.
Really nice.
And that reminds me, Mr. Mayor, we did get a Christmas tree. Delvin, if I get some of my facts wrong, correct me, but Delvin was gracious enough. We were instructed by VEL out of Salina to, the first available day was Friday. They would not accept us any earlier. I tried using the number of my sales pitches to try to, it didn't work. So Delvin was gracious enough to go on Friday and pick up a Christmas tree for us. He showed up 20 minutes early and there was already a line about a block or two long. Yeah, I may be wrong in the distance, but it was really long and. We thought on the corner of City Hall. And, just so everyone can see it, and we are gonna light it on the 9th, so the staff's working on a base right now. That will hold water, and so it'll be, the goal is to make this an annual tradition. Thank you, Aaron. Aaron, I've got another vendor I'm gonna try next year, who might be able to work with us a little better than.
Yeah, the original plan was driving out of state and getting a really awesome tree, and then it just kind of, you know, reality, you know, hit time and everything else, but we're really glad to do this because we talked about it last year. You know, Dustin looked at some permanent trees and they're $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, so that may be a wise investment for down the road if we like doing this, but I thought, hey, just get a natural tree for this year, get the thing kicked off. So Stacy has jumped in, helping organize, and it's gonna be part of a lot of activities. You're gonna be singing, Stacy's gonna be singing, gonna be doing Christmas caroling, so. Just Alan is too, everybody will be there, Don, yeah, everybody's saying no, but, you know, we'll do that, but yeah, thank you, Don, for doing that, that's pretty cool.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
It's
appreciate
not
it.
the tree you guys wanted. It's.
Yeah. I learned a lot about Christmas trees, where they grow and where they don't. We live in a place they just don't grow, so. We have to get lucky. Anything else?
No, but I appreciate you for reminding me because I knew I'd forget, but I wanted to make sure that I thank Sean, because he donated those lights.
Okay,
So.
thank you, appreciate it. Dorothy, any comments?
Has anybody been, or has I guess, Steve been to the address that would be on Statement, I think it's 11th Street on the corner. It's like, there's a lot of junk piled up in his backside of his yard.
Is it the?
It's non-door.
Yeah, he's working on that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so mayor's comments, and we're gonna wrap it up. So, no executive session tonight. So, one thing I talked to Dustin on Wednesday. I won't tell him the whole story. He showed up at my doorstep and we had a conversation before. Are you testing me out here or what? So he showed up, there was a shadow out there, my dog went crazy. I was like, here we go, here it is, you know? And, but anyway, so what Dustin's really doing is he's kind of stepping in there as the interim water supervisor role, cleaning some things up, getting the guys organized, using David's talents and kind of working together to kind of get this thing up and running and stabilize and clean up some things that have happened over the months. And so not gonna get in a panic about hiring somebody immediately, and he's gonna evaluate the situation. If he can home grow somebody, he will. If he can't, then at that point in time, he will then say, all right, let's bring somebody in, but for right now, you're gonna kind of serve in that capacity, correct? And it didn't really dawn on me until, and it may have dawned on you, but that's really what he's doing. So, you know, if someone great comes along, I'm sure you'll change your plan, but that's why he's diving in there, taking care of these problems, so on and so forth. So, I applaud him for doing that. I think it's good, and he's tackling a lot of things that have needed to be done. The other thing that did come up, I'm glad I mentioned it 2 weeks ago, because Mary Schmidt did write an article in the newspaper, some kind of controversy going on in the county. You know, what do these people think? She's just trying to get some resolution to it. And I think what I said 2 weeks ago stands, that her best path forward, and she wants to hear from the mayor and some other people, is to go to the county commissioners and to really talk to them in a meeting. That's her next step, and hear what they've got to say about the whole situation. You know, and I think then if she needs to go to a step beyond that, there are steps beyond that she can go to. So I don't think having two inter-agencies, you know, getting involved in any kind of negative way at this point is appropriate. You know, it's not beneficial to the community. It definitely isn't beneficial to anybody. But at the same time, you know, at some point, she is our constituent. We've got to mention it. We've got to, you know, monitor it. And I doubt it would ever get to that point, but we'd have to really do something. So I just recommend to her and anybody, just be polite, just be methodical, and go to the next step. If she's not happy with who she's talking to, as a county attorney, and the answers that she was getting, then it's her job, by all means, to go to the next level and get resolution. So that's with any of us, you know, dealing with a government organization or a private organization, where the people, you get better results by being polite, by being thorough, and just kind of climb that ladder, you know, and I think she'll get the results she's looking for. She's certainly entitled to ask the questions, and, you know, they're probably entitled, we don't know the whole story, to not giving her the answers that she wants. So we just don't know the whole story. It doesn't really benefit us to get directly involved in that. With that said, one thing that I've learned as being mayor is that I am called upon to settle personal disputes between cities and companies and things like that. And I was always very hesitant in the very beginning, but I think, you know, when Melissa and I had a discussion about Kansas statutes, what can a mayor do? What can a mayor not do? It's very clear. It's very ambiguous. So, but I think the community wants that. And I've gotten called upon repeatedly to get involved in things, and I'll do the best that I can. I'm not going to shy away from it, but you know, I think that's just what the community expects a mayor to do, and they'll call on me. With that said, people will tell me things that they probably don't tell other people. They feel like you're the last resort. So I do know a few things going on in town, and I kind of dug my head and go, gosh, I hope these things are resolved before next year we don't have to get involved. So I'll do the best that I can. But I think it's something that you expect, and I'll do the best that I can do, you know, but I'm not an attorney. I'm not a mitigator. I'm just a guy that can use my own judgment and try to be fair. So, but some comments were made against women, sitting on this council, whether they were twisted, whether they're true. You know, you are very welcome here. I mean, I think that having, you know, different backgrounds in this council is critical. I think that's what's made it so effective. I can't imagine, you know, I've worked with all men before, I've worked with all women before, and it just works best when they're both. So, you know, hopefully I resolved that in the best way I could, but I want you to feel very welcome here and appreciated. And fact is, you won your elections, you and Jessica did. And so the community wants that too, and we're going to support that. So I'll do the best that I can do in any of these personal conflicts. I mean, I think that that's something that I was a little bit surprised by, that yeah, I am called upon quite a bit, and I don't share it all the time, but it does happen, and I'll do the best I can do. So with that said, I'm ready to close the meeting. Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second. All right, Darcy made a motion to adjourn the meeting. Aaron has seconded that motion. Any debate? Any questions? All right. Here now, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thank you, Council.
I literally was just about to say that. Have you ever met? Like, very opposed to adjournment?
I'm sure they've got something to say. I'm sure they have.
Literally just saying to it. I was really not attention to that.
You want a signed piece of paper, good sir?
Aaron,
Let me go print it off.
You still want to see me Wednesday then?
Yes.